Okay, we're back. And what I have done is I put on my double boiler pot of water to begin boiling it so that after I make the ingredients for the cheese, I can set it in there to start to cook. I've also put the eggs into a big pot, which I will just mix them. I am actually doing a 2 dozen recipe, which I will split, and you'll see that later on, into two 1 ball, 1 pound, or 1 dozen cheese balls. I guess I said that wrong. 1 dozen eggs size cheese. Okay, now I am going to try to set this camera down so that you can see as I'm doing this. I'm having a hard time here, so I apologize. I'm not a photographer, and my family says they get vertigo after they watch my movies, so here we go. We're going to try. Okay, so again, it's 1 dozen eggs, and in this case I'm using 2. It's a quart of egg, so in this recipe, since I'm doubling it, I will need 2 quarts or a half gallon. So we add the milk. This is such an easy recipe, but it is such a big tradition for us during Easter. Easter wouldn't be the same without sedlec. Now, we're going to put in 2 teaspoons of salt. Two teaspoons of vanilla. I don't quite fill it as a full teaspoon. Maybe it's more like 3/4. I don't want it to overpower. I don't want the vanilla to overpower. And some vanilla can be very strong. And then the last ingredient that we need is the sugar. Again, the sugar is... it's a personal preference. We grew up with having sweeter sedlec. By the way, just so you know, this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup. So I adjust it because it fits in my bowl or my sugar container. Now what I do is I just take a beater and beat this very well in the pot. Okay, now I'll show you what this looks like after it's all been mixed. And I know the bubbles on there, but it's just like a creamy color, and you can tell that everything's been mixed thoroughly. And what we do next is we're going to put this pot into the double boiler to start a cook. I'm not sure that my water's boiling yet in the double boiler, so we're going to move over this way and take a look. My water is boiling. However, I also need to make sure, this is a little bit tricky part. When I put this pot inside the double boiler, I'm sure this would be common sense for anyone, we want to make sure that the water doesn't rise up as we're putting the weight of the pot in and spill over and burn you. So I always have with me, I just happen to use the, I'll use the 2-cup measuring cup that I used to take out any excess water as I'm doing this.